Calificas para ser legal. ¿Quieres saber? Solo llama al abogado Andrés Mejer.
Number 2, DACA arguments. This is the second subject for our the English segment of our radio show, Para Ser Legal, to be legal. November 12, 2019, the Supreme Court of the United States heard oral argument on whether DACA can be eliminated. So let me give you a little bit of background. Context is important. September 5th, 2017, Trump administration tried to end the program that Obama administration created in June 2012 and implemented in August 2012. That program granted about 800,000 Dreamers protection from deportation with work authorization if they met certain criteria. Up until November 12th, the Trump administration had said they have no choice but to stop the program because the program was illegal and unconstitutional from when it was first created in 2012. Let me repeat that. They had no choice but to eliminate it because it's illegal. That was the very simple justification. They didn't say as a policy reason, we viewed the pros and the cons and we believe that in the exercise of our discretion that this is not what we should be doing. They didn't say that. They just said it's illegal. Period. End of story. 3 federal courts disagreed and said, listen, when an administration revokes a policy where so many people, businesses, and even the U.S. economy relies on, the administration has to provide a fully supported decision weighing the pros and cons. Now, those decisions then went to the Supreme Court. Now, the government's attorney, Noel Francisco, interestingly, sounds like an immigrant, but you never know. Mm-hmm. When he opened his arguments for the Supreme Court, telling the justices they have no authority to review the policy change because DACA is a discretionary program created under the Obama administration and then removed under the Trump administration. So the justification is that DACA uses the executive's prosecutorial discretion to defer deportations for qualified individuals, meaning I, the government agency, is using my discretion to create a program or to eliminate a program. And for that reason, Supreme Court has no authority to comment on it whatsoever. Now, Judge Ginsburg countered and saying, wait a minute, you're telling me this is a discretionary matter and thus not reviewable because it's committed to agency discretion? But you're also telling me the agency had no discretion because the program was illegal. How can that be? You can't have both sides of the cake. It's one or the other. Either it's illegal and no discretion, or it is discretion and we can't touch it. Which is it? Now, when the DACA attorneys, particularly Theodore Olson, when he made his argument, the conservative judges, well, they had a lot to say, and there's 5 of them. So Judge Alito gave this example. He said, listen, if the administration decides not to prosecute drug cases involving less than 5 kilos of cocaine, and the next administration decides to change the amount to 3 kilos, would that be reviewable by the courts? In other words, he's making an analogy where an agency uses its discretion to do one thing, and another one modifies it. And that modification should be reviewable, he asks, tongue-in-cheek, because he knows the answer to that should be no. Now, lawyer Olson responded, listen, here it's different because of the huge amount of people, industries, and businesses that have relied on the program. If the government wants to change the program, it has to lay out good reasons for doing so, not just say it was illegal. By the way, I think that argument sucks. But that was lawyer Olson's argument. And Judge Gorsuch responded, he called him on, he's like, what more would you want the government to say? You want us to then litigate? You want to then litigate for 5 years whether the explanation was adequate or not? In other words, that is not a precedent we want to begin. That is going to open up a lot of litigation to the Supreme Court, and they're not inclined to go down that road. But Olson responded to Judge Gorsuch and said, listen, we don't know what the Trump administration would do. They didn't want to own the decision. They just relied on the Attorney General saying it was illegal. They're not using their discretion. Now, government's attorney in his rebuttal, said, that's not true anymore. Trump administration has decided that even if the courts decide that DACA is legal, the Trump administration will shut it down. Now, there are 5 conservative judges and 4 liberal judges. It likely will come down to a party vote, but you never know. Remember, the Affordable Care Act, the Obamacare, Chief Justice Roberts decided with the liberal wing to, he tried to split the baby a little bit, but at the end of the day, he still kept the Affordable Care Act, and there are later challenges and they may ultimately go away. But the point is, just because he's a conservative doesn't mean he's automatically gonna vote in favor of Thomas, Alito, Gorsuch, and Kavanaugh. Only time will tell. If you have DACA, don't wait.